Hello guys, Travis here with Brick Lab Studio and welcome back to the lab. This is episode 2, aka the finale of my Coruscant mock series. And I would love to show you guys this mock before the end of the video, but before we get into today's video where you get to see the build process and everything like just surrounding it, I just want to thank you guys for 3.7k subscribers. I never really expected the channel to get here like at all, and I'm just so appreciative of the support that I've gotten over the last couple months when I haven't even been uploading that much, maybe a couple videos a month, and you guys just show so much support to this Lego channel. So if you're not subscribed yet, join the lab. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Between filming, I was able to get Yoda's Jedi Starfighter from my mom for Easter, which was awesome. The landing pad detail is partially complete, but I still do need to get tiles both for this area right here in between the landing pad and some hopefully dark gray tiles in here. And both ships can fit in their respected areas, and if you're thinking that this is going to overhang a ton, it won't. You can even scoot it forward. It won't really overhang, at least maybe one stud, but that's not too big of a problem. I don't think anyone's going to be running into that, so. And I know it's a bit of a mess, but the other thing is I got these new pieces from the pick-a-brick wall, and that makes a perfect angle. I filled it in with some maroon kind of dark red colors, as well as the big thing, which is the bridge. The bridge looks great. This one I used some interesting techniques if I can get down there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that, and I fixed the door frame so they would actually fit the area. Lastly, there's this floor design that I'd been working on, and that's pretty much complete, and then the front desk. And I was debating if I go ahead and actually put these little posts up and have that in the background, because that looks pretty industrial and pretty cool. And then maybe have some greebling behind these open areas and a door in the center. And I got plenty of pieces to go ahead and fill in some more of that bottom wall, but I still do need some light gray to fill in that top area. But I'm going to be working on the walls and a bit on the landing pad in this episode. But I am going to complete the mock by the end of this video, so stay tuned. And I think I'm going to start off by working on the landing pad. Okay, I got a floor design down and I'm pretty happy about it, although I don't have enough plates to cover up this area, so I'll repeat it again eventually, but I also need to fill in all this with tile, which I don't have yet, so that's something I need to get hopefully at the Lego store to make things faster. Otherwise, I might need to make a pick-a-brick order and wait a week or two for the pieces to arrive. Anyways, I know it's boring, but I have to get these walls done. Hopefully I can get the rest of the walls done, and then maybe start working on the window kind of design that'll be over here where the ships enter, which is what these window panels are for. Okay, honestly, this is some peak wall design. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of it. I really just like the sleek look of the bricks. I'm glad I didn't go with plates on the sides, you know, snot techniques. But I definitely don't have enough gray, so that's something I have to go to the Lego store for, see if they have those pieces in the next set of pick-a-brick pieces. Or just go ahead and go on online pick-a-brick and order them if they're bestseller items, so they don't take 6 months to send or whatever. I don't know. That's what happened last time. It took about 5 or 6 months for my package to arrive. And in between that time, from that previous clip, I ordered a ton of bricks, or actually I got them from the pick-a-brick wall in person at my local Lego store. So I got all these 2x6 bricks, and what I was thinking of doing was just completely moving this whole wall forward, filling it in with some random colored bricks, just like I used for filler before, and use these bricks. But something changed. If we take a look over here, there is a new bin of Legos that has original Luke's land speeder, a couple Bionicle sets, as well as a ton of Star Wars stuff. There's a Jar Jar head over there, and some classic 1999 to 2005 Lego sets. So yeah, that's awesome. And there's a ton of gray pieces. And between all of that mix, there's a ton of pieces similar to a 1x6, 1x4, 1x2, 1x8, just things that will go ahead and actually help me fill in this light gray area if it's not too yellowed. And if it is yellowed, then honestly I might just go ahead and use the brand new pieces, but that's something I have to decide after organizing this entire bin of Lego. Looks like we have a bit of a problem with the pieces. As you can see, the yellow and the light gray, just as I'd feared, is a significant difference, and it really looks bad. So I think we're gonna go ahead and switch to these bricks and move all of this forward, which is a ton of work, but that's kind of my only option if I don't want to blow another $60 to $100 on pieces. So it's time to remove all of this and try something new. Or what we also could do is have the bricks slightly extend, which might look weird. So I think what we have to do is just move the entire wall, which is gonna suck, especially because I have to make the bridge a little bit of a different size or move where this door is gonna be, and just everything kind of has to be slightly adjusted, including the landing pad. And I just don't like this anymore. I gotta power through this for you guys. Well, at the end of the day, that looks awesome. It's way more stable, definitely not going anywhere. I have bricks in the back, but you can't really see them. Maybe? No, you can't really see them. But anyways, that's besides the point. Everything's looking good on the Lego MOC so far. I do have to clean it off every here and there. I went to Bricks and Minifigs, got some money and everything for spending money on a trip and everything, but I haven't worked on the wall since because I'm out of pieces, and once again I can't use those gray pieces, and I don't even have any more of those bricks anymore. So I'm pretty much completely stuck on that. I need to get more pieces at some point, but also I'm saving up money for some drawers. That's the spending money for that trip. So I need to buy those drawers before anything, so then I can organize way better, I guess, in a sense. But something else I added was something I watched a tutorial for by Legoman 360. The other thing I built is this little artillery air cannon type modular thing, but yeah, it's uneven. I need to fix that. I don't know how the heck I did that, but there needs to be a piece in there, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that'll go right there. And then I built this computer with this printed tile I ordered and a couple pieces from one of my pick brick hauls. But yeah, I'm pretty much completely stuck on what next steps need to be taken in order to complete this MOC, because I'm in a lack of pieces for this wall, and I don't think I have enough tiles for any of this, but that means I probably have to order pieces online, which I want to finish this quickly. I'm pretty limited to tiles, as in a couple circular tiles. I only have two 2x4s, only a couple of vent 1x2 modified tiles, and I'm completely out of this 6x6 Lego tile piece. So kind of cooked. And then I also have small ingot tiles, but that's pretty much it. I could probably like look through my collection and find like this build has some more tiles that I could tile off at least this chunk, because I do need to do that. I need to tile off both sides, which I don't think I'm going to put anything on either side. It's probably just going to be blank, or have some kind of desk area or artillery or whatever, because storage goes right here, not over here. But I think I'm going to start off by going ahead and just grabbing some pieces from some old Lego builds. I think one of my fixes might end up being taking this filling it up with some vent kind of thing and maybe some yellow pieces. So then I can put both of these right in here, which will cover up both these sides pretty well. Even though it's not going to cover up much, it'll make some kind of difference. If you're curious why I'm banging down those plates with a random pocket knife, it's because those plates really hurt to press down. So I just went ahead and smacked them a couple times. It works just as well. Okay, the next thing I think I'm going to do is go ahead and use normal plates instead of tiles. Maybe add a couple more different details, but I was thinking of using wedge plates, not the ones with these like flat edges, but the normal wedge plates that don't have that. I'll just use that and use two of the opposites, so then I can make like patterns in the ground and make it look cool while still having studs showing. Guys, I just found my solve for these areas. I use the slope plate kind of things, the angled plates, and I made it into a fueling station with these slope bricks that I think look great. So there's actual studs in each of these little crates. Luckily, I had, I think, about 5 or 6 of them, so I had just the right amount. But now I have to really scan and try and find the pieces I need in order to fill in these gaps with all the filler brick. Okay, things are looking a lot better on the flooring and everything. I tried making the majority of this all light gray. If I could replace that, I definitely will, because I ran out of that light gray plate, or just like the gray plates in general. So if I can replace that, then this entire front part can have exposed studs, and I'm not worried about the yellowing color on the floor, because I mean, obviously there's troopers walking on it, and just generally everybody's walking on this flooring, so it's realistic that it'd be slightly yellowed or just discolored in general compared to the new flooring that you see over by the ships. Plus the ships will cover the majority of that, so seeing new flooring versus old flooring isn't that big of a deal. But I think I'm going to take another attempt at making some kind of floor design right here, which I do still have quite a few smaller tiles for detailing and stuff, so I'll just do that on both sides. Okay, things are looking good. I added 02 on this one and 01. I'm not very good at the dot styled numbering, so I also was running low on pieces, so it's not the best, but they're getting covered up by the ships, so the only time you'll see it is like a glimpse maybe when I take off the ships. But mainly this is the one I cared about because you might be able to see it between Yoda's starfighter. And I don't even think I'm going to tile underneath the ships. I think I'm just going to tile this center area and just complete this entire area, and then I can move on to the barrack, which is the last part of the mock other than the wall. Speaking of the wall, Cole and I are going to the pick brick wall tomorrow to hopefully get some more pieces for the wall. I just said wall in that sentence 3 times. Anyways, let's finish the landing pad. This is the quote-unquote finished landing pad. I'm not 100% sure if I want to keep it like this, but of course I'm broke. I'm running out of pieces. The only like tile pieces I have are really these kind of pieces, the vent pieces, and a couple kind of like random miscellaneous different color. Like, these aren't even the same color, as you can see, the gray, but honestly, doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't have a good selection of tiles anymore, and I'm hoping to be able to fix that going to the pick-a-brick wall tomorrow, but I highly doubt the selection will be that good where I get the luck to get a ton of tiles. But if so, I'll get a full box of just normal gray tiles. Just like I said, I did not get the luck. I accidentally dumped all of them. I set them down and then I stepped on them early this morning. But yeah, I got some cool wall panel pieces and all this really cool stuff. Lots of filler brick and stuff I can use for something like Mimban, or I don't know, just random like dirt and sand terrain, which is awesome. And then I still have the pick-a-brick boxes from previous times. I was trying to build a GBC module, but I'm fairly new to that. I'm trying to make a Hoth one. But obviously I don't have the pieces for that. But anyways, I found a Coruscant skyline that I can put behind these pieces and have windows right here, so that I can preserve bricks. And then I'm going to use the burp pieces, the big ugly rock pieces, to fill in space and raise up the wall, so I can successfully have some windows with some Coruscant skyline to kind of match with all of this. But a piece I got on the pick-a-brick wall were these curved pieces that I could put underneath, and that just really makes this bridge look a lot more finished. I just need to add some doors or something along the lines of that. But I think I'm going to start with the rocks and the windows. Okay, I think I might have fixed everything. This looks great, and honestly, when you compare like the scale, like as long as the ships both can go significantly under this wall, I'm doing just fine. I might just leave the stud look here on the top. I might just leave that because it doesn't look that bad. But if I am desperate to cover it up, then I can with something like grates, or I recently found a ton of these pieces that would help at least cover the front part of these studs. So, and the big problem I've had since I moved the wall forward a while back ago was that this is one stud off, so I can't actually place it in here. So instead of shrinking this down, because it uses kind of unique plates in here, I'm just gonna go ahead and scoot all of this one stud forward, which is fine because I used a ton of these, which can be used on top of here. Okay, I finished that corner right there, and things are looking good. Still need to fix that door. I'm just going to add a couple studs right here, so then there's not that weird, like, raised up rectangle in the door, and that should work as long as the clones still fit in there. We have the bridge, which looks great, and then we're almost done filling in this area, and then we just have to complete the roof. The thing is that I don't have enough bricks still, to like make it raised up, so I think we have to lower this bridge down a little bit, which will be fine. Okay, this looks good enough to me. This honestly looks great. And then of course I have the Coruscant video that will be running behind this to kind of make that all just generally look cooler. The last thing I need to do is the clone barrack, then clean up the mock, make sure I don't need any more tiling done. There might need to be a little bit done back here. Tile off the top, and we should be absolutely done with this mock. The idea for the clone barracks is to have one clone with his helmet off, sitting to the side, and then have a couple clones watching him play some video games. And I think I'm going to have them play the Clone Wars just because the controller looks like an Xbox controller, and I have this one, as well as many others, but just generally this one matches the controller and everything, and it should look great. Okay, I am actually so proud how this came out. I might add more to the flooring, but honestly, I think the studs are fine. I'm working on a roof that I can attach and detach. I used some Lego head pieces that I got off the pick brick wall a couple years back for some lights, and then I printed out the Lego Star Wars Clone Wars video game, like one of the scenes. It's my favorite level of the game. It's like the first one. No, it's like the third level, but it's still really cool. Really like how it turned out. I went ahead and I used a website to make it all studs. So then I Legofied the Lego game, and then of course you got the game and the game controller. Some of the clones laying in their beds and just watching the game, and then of course one playing, one telling them to get off the game so they can actually go patrol and scout the area. Well guys, it looks like it's time to go ahead and clean up this mock, and for the most part it's done under all of this mess. Finally, after about, let's see here, like 4 months of work, I would guess, just between filming and everything, it finally has ended. I've been waiting to complete this, but it's always a lack of parts. Obviously, you can see a couple noticeable areas where it's like, oh, he's missing some parts. Like over here, there's literally a grate in that spot, and I can't fill that in. But after cleaning it up, I honestly was surprised how good this actually looks. I especially love seeing the skyline from the screen in the background. I think that adds a lot of depth. I'm glad I was able to include that. And that was a cause of actually not having enough pieces. So honestly, there's some pros and cons to that. I'm so happy with how this mock turned out, even though I was limited on parts and there's a little bit of a struggle with everything else going on at the end of the school year. But just honestly, I am so proud of this. There is going to be a video on my channel. It might be up by the time you're watching this, depending on how early you're watching this when it came out. But I am uploading a video that is the entire story of what's happening in the Lego mock. It'll explain everything, as well as a time-lapse video, which will just have music and time-lapse of what went into this build, because honestly it's really satisfying to watch these kinds of time-lapse and everything. So if you want, go ahead and check out those two videos. They'll either be linked in the description, or just go check out my channel. They should be relatively recently uploaded. But I just want to give a shout out to M&R Productions. I know he probably won't be watching this. He's kind of the king of Lego YouTube, but he made the custom printed tiles that I used in this Lego mock, as well as the custom Captain Rex minifigure. Those were the two customs that were given in this build, and my only customs to date. So big shout out to him for selling them. Of course, they are GCC or probably printed by other people, but generally really cool pieces. Really loved including them in the mock. And I want to say, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, go ahead and do that. Link in the description. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, that's also going to be in the description. My username for Twitch is going to be in there too. I'm planning on live streaming sometime throughout the school year, just a little bit more often, maybe gaming or just more build progress on Lego mocks, so you can get secret like intel on what's actually happening during the Lego mock before things happen, and things are uploaded on the channel. So go ahead and check out all those. I upload generally like early compared to YouTube. YouTube is a little bit like the finished product. So go ahead and check out all those. They'll be in the description. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.